This is Dabu7. A heads up here for some moves that were just made by the Pentagon that slid under the radar for the most part, and most people don't realize what they've done here. The Pentagon issuing a federal directive that now allows the military to use lethal force against Americans. And we'll take a look at this here. We'll go down to page 13, and it starts to speak of here of what the Secretary of Defense has in his power. These are the shots he can call at Lloyd Austin right here in terms of a decision to approve request for these types of assistances. They say right here under C, assistance in responding with assets with potential for lethality or any situation in which it is reasonably foreseeable that providing the requested assistance may involve the use of force and that it's likely to result in lethal force, including death or serious bodily injury. It also includes all support to civilian law enforcement officials in situations where a confrontation between civilian law enforcement and civilian individuals or groups is reasonably anticipated. This is telling you right there, if they are called in as backup in a hostile situation, a confrontation between law enforcement and the people, any Civil War, revolutionary type of setting here, the feds are saying that the military can use lethal force. It says it right there in front of your face. It also goes on after this to say that they can use drones on us here in the United States. People, you better wake up. This is what they've got planned. It's on the books right now. And you better hope you're in a state that has passed laws where they don't allow this to happen. For instance, in my state of Kentucky, they put a law on the books that the feds cannot come here and support any type of police activity like that whatsoever. If they do come here, the feds are on their own. The police can't help them. The sheriffs can't help them. National Guard can't help them. No one. They're on their own if they try to come in here in Kentucky. So, just a heads up to what's going down here. I see this playing big here in the future. I'll leave a link. Join me for the live streams where I talk about this in greater detail. Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, 9 p.m. Eastern, right here on Dabu77. Much love.
Shalom, Makim Shalom. First and foremost, I'm going to give all praises and glory and honor that's due to Yahweh, Ba'ashim, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashim, Kakodash. I'm going to give double honors to the elders and the apostles, the great millstone and rule well. Blessings and salutations to the hopeful elect. News in the gospel, broad, lifting up the standard of Yahweh, Ba'ashim, Yahweh Shai, wherever it may be. This is just another lesson through the Spirit, Lord's way to be edifying. Listening to Dabu 7. And he was basically going and breaking down how basically the feds and the military is giving basically the Department of Defense license to start using bodily harm on people, to say it in a nice way. Due to this whole Hurricane Helene and this whole Hurricane Milton, people have went to TikTok and Twitter and Instagram and Facebook to discuss their unhappiness with this government, because people were literally out there dying from the hurricane and being displaced, and the lack of food and water and shelter, and being exposed to the elements, finding dead bodies in trees. I mean, it's been crazy. They said that they've literally been finding dead bodies in trees, man. And we was breaking it down at camp Saturday that basically, when the waters rise to a certain height, 15, 20, 30, 40 degrees, maybe, 40 feet deep maybe, and then the branches, they can fall off the trees and they can literally put you in the spirit world, because a direct blow to the head, and then all of a sudden you land face down in the water, drowning. And people are fed up with this government at the point they're like, you know what, fuck this election, fuck this government, we ready to see some shit. All right. And this is why it says here, Pentagon issues federal directive allowing military to use lethal force against Americans, as videos resurfaced showing Kamala fantasizing about weaponizing Department of Justice against U.S. citizen. And this is the the so-called black bitch you other hoes are voting for. Okay, when we kept telling you that Kamala is not a black woman. All right, in my opinion, she may be a fucking Edomite. She may be an Amalekite. All right, because her mother's side of the family believe in Hinduism, which is Elam, which is Elam. But on her father's side, I'm starting to think that the bitch is probably a small hat. You know what I'm saying? Quiet as kept. Okay, see, Jake is stupid. Jake is confused over identity politics and colors. Jake go off what you look like. And I did a video yesterday going into it's not about what you look like. But long story short, Jake vote on what they see, meaning the complexion wise. Because every nation under heaven had color outside of this damn devil, outside of this Edomite, man. So just because somebody appears to look black doesn't mean that they're Jake. Okay, prime example like Monkey Boy Obama. Okay, that clown. He's basically going online and he's cursing out black men because they wouldn't support this demon Kamala, and black men are clashing back like, nigga, fuck you. You ain't done shit for us since the 8 years you was in office. You ain't do nothing but give fucking rights to homosexuals and rich people. That's all you did, nigga. And we kept telling you that Monkey Boy was not an Israelite. You know, but like I said, you Jakes, you vote based on your emotions, man. All right? Every other nation on this planet Earth have got some form of reparations, but you have not got a damn thing. And the fact about it is, you're still crying for reparations and you're crying for justice to be served. The only justice you're going to be served is when Yahushua comes back, and that's the elect. Okay? And this right here, this is basically weaponizing the military in place. So when all hell break loose, they could deploy these troops to the streets of America. And like we keep telling you, there will be martial law in America, man. Okay, there will be fucking FEMA camps. There will be fucking murder. Look, this society is getting ready to fall. It's falling already. All right, people are often caught up because they can still get up and go to work and go to Dunkin' Donuts or drink Starbucks coffees and get the oatmeal raisin cookies. You know, people are still believing in good case. But this system is through, man. Okay, there may not be an election next month. From now on up until next month, anything can happen. Now, I'm not saying that there won't be an election, because either way it go, if Trump gets selected or Kamala gets selected, either way it go, America's still going to be destroyed. And if we have another president of this corporation, the Most High is going to accelerate the judgment. Period. All right. So let's see what happens. But getting into the article here, it says a video clip has resurfaced from May of 2019 in which Kamala Harris fantasizes about weaponizing the Department of Justice against speech the government doesn't like and the platforms that allow it. Okay, now when you think of that, you think of truth content. Okay, because right now there's a war out on the truth. It's quoted that in a time of lies, the truth is a revolutionary act, meaning that the truth is looked at as terrorism, because we're exposing the lies of this system, from who we are as a people to who they not. Okay, but to who they pretend to be, and to all the poisons, the food supply and the medicines and the air. Okay, the agendas, the wars, we've exposed all that through the spirit. Now you have all these people online creating this content, exposing the lies of this system, man. Because hey, the Lord said that how has Esau been made unbear? You know, Esau has been made bare. The Lord has been uncovering his devil's lies, man, and this is why he's basically losing his damn mind. Okay, he can't deal with the fact of being exposed as being the devil. All right, but hey, this is prophecy, because the Lord said it. He said the thing that is done in the dark will come to the light. So the Lord's getting ready to expose everything, man. Okay, from the celebrities to these government officials to these Israelites in these different groups, man. The Lord he's exposing it all. All right, but it says here. In the meantime, 1 month before a tense presidential election, the U.S. Department of Defense has authorized U.S. military defense intelligence components to use lethal force against American citizens if requested by state or local law enforcement in an emergency situation. All right, and what's an emergency situation? Martial law, suspension of an election, all hell breaking loose, so-called attack on American soil. All these are justifiable means to using force. You see? And it reads, it says more on this in a minute, but first let's get to May 2019. video showing Kamala unleashing her inner dictator, which we told you that the bitch wasn't right. Okay, but see, the black woman, she'll look at this and turn a blind eye to it because in her mindset, it don't matter. We just want to be empowered and we want to get the bag. We just want to be a bunch of boss bitches. Okay, a nigga will sell his whole livelihood, his whole life out just for 15 seconds of fucking pleasure, man. This is why you Jakes, we ain't concerned about you. But it says, speaking at the annual NAACP Fight for Freedom Fund dinner in Detroit, Harris threatened, we will put the Department of Justice of the United States back in business of justice. We will double the Civil Rights Division and direct law enforcement to counter this extremism. And when you think of extremism, you think of the truth. Okay? It says here, she went on to say she will hold social media platforms accountable for the hate infiltrating their platforms because they have a responsibility to help fight against this threat to our democracy, which this is not a democracy. It says if you don't police your platforms, we're going to hold you accountable, right? And this is the video.
And will put the Department of Justice of the United States back in the business of justice. We will double the Civil Rights Division and direct law enforcement to counter this extremism. We will hold social media platforms accountable for the hate infiltrating their platforms because they have a responsibility to help fight against this threat to our democracy. And if you profit off of hate, if you act as a megaphone for misinformation or cyber warfare, if you don't police your platforms, we are going to hold you accountable as a community.
You see, right there, and the reality of it is the threat to their democracy is the truth. They're really talking about the Hebrew Israelites. And this is why we telling you brothers out there, man, watch what the hell you post on your social media contents. Now, of course, they have all our accounts. They know who we are. But this is the reason why you have YouTube for. But then, the Lord just have the spirit on certain brothers to put things up on different platforms like Twitter and TikTok. And, because information is on all platforms. But solely the priority is teaching on YouTube. Now, when you go on IG, you see brothers post little things here, and those be good informative videos, so we're not going to take from that. But at the same time, man, hey, just remember you out there when you post all the content of the truth, and just remember that you out there, and hey, if you get a knock at the door from the feds, hey, just be prepared to deal with it because, look, we in them times, bro. Okay? But hey, do what y'all do because this truth is going forth, But anyway, it says what she says chilling, and she's saying that she or some entity in her administration will decide what is appropriate speech and what is not. So when she becomes president, or if she becomes president, by whatever miracle, because I don't really see her winning unless they cheat or unless they do something. Only chance in hell she has to continue to be in office is if they suspend this election. Because the current administration she's already under is already in power. So the only how she can stay in office is if they clip this dude Biden or pull a plug or take the jumping cables off his ass and he goes to the spirit world, which I believe he's already dead. Then this bitch will become a dictator, and she's already speaking draconianism. So part of me hope that she actually does become the president, because if so, then she's gonna push a lot of policies that's gonna pretty much go against the ministry, man. And when I say that, you may say, well, why you want her going against the ministry, brother? Well, it's prophetic, it's prophecy. And we're ready to get the hell out of here, man, because sooner than later, we're not going to be on the streets teaching no more. Like reading his article, man. Deploying troops and all this other shit. We ain't going to be able to stand out on the streets and curse out the fucking white man or curse out the other nations. That's going to be a thing of the past. And this is why you got to get this truth while you can get it now. All right? But anyway, let's couple of precepts real quick. This is the book of Luke 21. And I'm going to start at verses 17. It says, and ye should be hated of all men for my name's sake, because they hate Yahushua, all right? And they hate his ambassadors, his representatives. Okay, we represent Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, and Esau knows that, all right? And he's on fence about that, because all the lies, all the deception, all the bullshit is being brought forth. This is why they have all these political idioms to come up and counteract what we talk about, because you notice since these freaks became in power, since this monkey boy Obama was the president, back in 2008, he's giving the LGBT community more rights than ever, man. Okay, it's to the point, man, you gotta, your little kid has to share a bathroom with a freak of nature, you know? But if you speak out against it, then all of a sudden you a bigot, you hate, and they'll lock your ass up for speaking out against one of these motherfuckers, man. And the crazy part about it is these motherfuckers are your supervisors, they're your leaders, they're your team leads, you know, they're in power, you know, and Keisha loves them. So this place is no place for the Israelite man. So we should want to accelerate this judgment, because as long as this place is in power and it's still standing, the Hebrew Israelite man, starting with the so-called black man, will never get any form of justice in this perverse system. Okay, brothers, this system is totally directly set up to counteract and destroy us. We're the target, man. Okay, the dude in Menace to Society, he was telling the dude that he said the hunt is on and you are the prey. This whole system is set up to fuck over Jake, bro. From the fucking stoplight to the goddamn car you drive to the apartment you stick the key in to get inside, is all set up against you Negroes, man. Latinos and Native Americans. That's what it says, and ye should be hated of all men for my name's sake. But there should not a hair of your head perish, and in your patience possess your soul. So, patience, man. Okay, don't start jumping off the deep end, bugging out. Oh my God, what are we gonna do? Man, the Spirit of the Lord got the provisions already ready. So your next step is already declared by Yahweh Shem Yahushai. So don't be thinking about it, man. Just meditate on what is, what can happen, and hope for the best. Expect the worst, hope for the best. But overall, if you're rooted in Yahushai, then you ain't got to worry about that. Your steps are already planned. All right? Matter of fact, let's go from here. I'm going to come back. John 17. Yep, and this is the book of John 17. And I'm going to start at verses John 17, and I'm going to start at verses 8. It says, for I have given unto them the words which thou hast gavest me, and they have received them. That's talking about the elect. And we call ourselves the hopeful elect. It says, I have surely known that I've come out from thee, and they have believed that thou didst send me. And I pray for them. I pray not for the world, but for them which thou hast given me, for they are thine. And all mine are thine, and thine are mine, and I am glorified in them. Okay? And that's the point I want to make. So we in Yahushai, we ain't got nothing to worry about, man. Okay? And it says here, and now I am no more in the world, but these are in the world, and I come to thee, Holy Father, keep through thine own name those whom thou hast given me, that they may be one as we are. And while I was with them in the world, I kept them in thy name, and those that thou gavest me I have kept, and none of them is lost, but the son of perdition, which is Judas, that the scripture may be fulfilled. Okay, but it says none of them is lost. Okay, and that's why the Lord said here, verse 15, I pray not that thou shouldst take them out of the world, but that thou should keepest them from evil. So this is the reason why we're able to teach, because we have a certain hedge of protection around us right now, brothers. Like you see the comments we get from these bots and these bot, whether it be AI or actual scoffers. We receive a lot of hate, man. Okay, especially this camp here. We receive a lot of hate. A lot of people don't like us, man. And if they had their way, they would just roll up to the camp and probably try to smoke us. But we have a certain hedge of protection around us. Because in the ancient world, they caught the prophets lacking. They'd just stone the prophets, man. You know what I'm saying? Without no remorse and go about their fucking day. But now, I mean, shit, it's easier than ever to get access to firearms, and they could just come and martyr us. But the Spirit of the Lord has a particular hedge around us. So we're not really worried about it. But that will be the reality for certain brothers. Certain brothers will have to go to that guillotine, man. And that's what this fucking article was really hinting at. Well, really the hell. And it says here, and when you should see Jerusalem compassed with armies, then know that the desolation thereof is nigh. Okay. Now going back to this article, it says here, what she says chilling, and she's saying that she or some other entity in her administration will decide what is appropriate speech and what is not. And really, she don't decide anything. She's a puppet. It's the elites that do the deciding. Think tanks, right? And it says here, these are the musings of a dangerous authoritarian. And this is the real Kamala Harris. It says you won't find her talking smack like this on the campaign trail But all we get is the warm and fuzzy Kamala who wants to help the middle class. But holding platforms accountable for every opinion or rant placed on their platform means arrests will be made. So bam, you post something about these people, damn, the feds can possibly roll up on you and arrest you for so-called hate speech, which is not a fucking the First Amendment. It's wild. But it says it is already happening in other formerly free countries. In the UK, thousands of British citizens were arrested and tried and convicted within a 72-hour period for posting photos and videos on social media that challenged the government narrative about recent rioting in the country. And I remember that. And it says here in France, the government arrested the owner of Telegram, a popular social media platform, because he refused to cooperate with government authorities seeking backdoor censorship avenues into the system. Yeah, because they want to shut up anybody that has a form of truth. This is why they're coming after Twitter so hard. Not Twitter, but this is the reason why they're coming after TikTok. Okay, like TikTok is banned on government phones. You know, or government employees, you can't have TikTok. Federal government employees, but they want to ban it, and this is the reason why they wanted to buy it from the Chinese, because they wanted to be able to censor it. But Moab like, fuck you. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, whatever. So they're trying to find ways around it. So instead of getting it, like, you know what? You talk that bullshit, we finna kick your dough in, and we gonna lock your ass up for some time. And that's basically the reality of it. It's gonna be a war out on the truth. And it says this is the wave of future in its global scope. Top U.S. Democrats like Hillary Clinton, Anthony Blinken, and John Kerry have all recently came out and said the First Amendment is a hindrance to establishing their global agenda. And you would show niggas this shit. And you know the crazy part about it is Jake loves some fucking Hillary Clinton. All right, that fucking hitman. They love that bitch. You know, they love Obama's bitch ass. They love this nigga Joe Biden. They love this demon Kamala. Okay, anybody that's talking Democrats that give these hoes a license to wear weave and freak off with momos and get more child support every fucking month. That's all a nigga care about is a goddamn fucking handout, man. All right, now I'm getting pissed off because you know what? This is why you 2/3 niggas, you gotta die. And I'm not gonna say it nice. You 2/3 Jakes, you have to be put down. Okay, like the vermin that you are, because you're holding up the fucking progress. Because if it was up to you niggas, we would never get the hell out of America, man. Okay, we'll still be stuck in the fucking 50s somewhere voting for these people, getting water hose and skateboarded it down the damn street. We'll still be catching hell under this shit, bro. If it was up to you niggas. Wow. But it says here, establishing their globalist agenda centered on climate change hysteria, fake elections, and toxic you know what for all. And that's all they want to do. And this is the reason why they're not accelerating this MOTB, because they want to push this shit on you. They want to push this shit on you right here. They'd rather push this on you 10 a year, you know, until your ass is totally linked up to the grid. Motherfucker turn on a damn turn on a goddamn nightlight, you spontaneous can bust, man, because you have all the frequencies going through you. That's all they want, you know. But it says here, and if you tell the truth about these issues, they call it disinformation and say it should be banned, which their fact checkers are actually set up by a bunch of goddamn Marxists, man. All right, because they fact check. Who's fact checking their facts and saying your facts is wrong? You know, just because we don't have the so-called credibility that these scientists so-called have, they totally disannul what we say, but what they say is verbatim. We say take some chicken noodle soup for better immunity and a sore throat and some tea. They'll tell your ass to go down there and get a cup of noodles put in your ass, man. You know? And then if you say, well, that's not proven to work, they'll totally ostracize you because they the ones with the authority. But yet they have no proof that they met the work. They just got a bunch of empty suits coming on the TV on teleprompters telling you, oh, this is what works. And you stupid niggas believe it because you're glued to fucking NBC Nightly News. Oh, there was 137 flat screen TVs stolen from Chicago freight trains, but yet you just got a goddamn bomb that went off in Tel Aviv some goddamn where. Like, come on, bro. You know? But it says here, the U.S. Department of Defense issued a federal directive on September 27th that allows U.S. military troops to be used to assist state and local law enforcement. And the state, man, they break all types of federal laws, bro. Like the state is basically the the puppeteer for the federal government. Because like what the federal government can't do under or under federal constitution, because every state has their own constitution as well, and they both supposed to abide by the U.S. Constitution. But the funny part about it is that what the federal government can't get away with, they allow the state to get away with. This is why when you go to fucking Title 4D court, there's no remedy for it in state. You know, you get hit over the head. You can't beat it in state, but you have to take it to a federal court or to a Supreme Court so they can basically rule in your favor. But the whole time they giving the states license to fucking put people in slavery, man. When the federal court's supposed to step in and do away with all the illegal actions the state courts are doing, but they don't do that because they're basically giving them money to operate to turn a fucking blind eye, man. Same thing with Big Pharma and all these other corporations. They every time they want to pass a new, you know what, or a new MEDICATION, basically the medicine comes with a big bag of money for you to turn a blind eye. You know, they have some shit they know will give you 100 other side effects, but here go $1 billion right here so you can pass the shit through and turn the other way. This is what they do, man. They showed you that in that documentary called The Sacklers, called Painkillers, and I may have to watch that again. You know? But anyway, it says here that allow U.S. military troops to be used to assist state and local law enforcement upon request of actions up to including lethal force. This is Directive 5240.0.1. I guess that's their mandate. But it says the timing of the directive is interesting, 1 month before the election that is widely expected to generate chaos and civil unrest. So we'll see, man. Okay, we'll see. Damn, this is a long article. I'm not gonna read all this. But anyway, let's get another precept here. This is the book of Psalms 35, and I'm gonna start at verses 1. And this is the spirit we have to be in. It says, "Oh Yahweh," it says, "with them that strive with me, fight against them that fight against me," because it's really all to target the men of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. All right, and guess what? You're gonna have other plants in this thing that call themselves Israelites is gonna help push their agendas. Like I keep telling brothers all the time, I believe Nate is a plant. I believe Johanna is a plant. I believe Tazariak is a plant. I believe Sakari is a plant. I believe Deacon Hakaza, or what the fuck his name is, I believe he's a goddamn plant. All right, all them niggas, in my opinion, are agents. Now, if I'm wrong, then I'll stand corrected. But they have a lot of agent behavior, bro. And like a lot of these guys, it tells you in John the 10th chapter, the hireling, they're gonna flee. Okay, after the wolf comes in, the motherfuckers, they gonna flee. When all hell break loose, hey, don't be surprised if you see Hakkad disappear on y'all ass, man. Okay, I'm talking about you Genesis Israelites out there that really believe in following this guy's vision. Y'all need to question that nigga and question his doctrine. Okay, that's a mischievous man right there. And y'all gonna find out that he was never right. You know? And that's when all the apologies, man, we apologize, brother, nope, you can't get down with us. Just do your own thing, repent and do your own thing. But you can't get down with us. And I'm putting that out here right now. Don't come up to our camp asking to get down with us. If you repent, sincerely repent, beautiful, and teach the right doctrine and go out there and do the right thing and pray that the Lord is having mercy on your ass. But other than that, don't come around us. All right? We ain't got time for the bullshit. You know, because honestly speaking, we're in the process of cutting shit down anyway. You know, the less, the better. Anyway, it says, fight against them that fight against me, and take hold of shield and buckler, and stand up for my help, and draw out also spear, and stop the way against them that persecute me, and say unto my soul, I am thy salvation. Okay, let them be confounded and put to shame that seek after my soul, and let them be turned back and be brought to confusion that devise my hurt, man. All right, and this is what's gonna happen to these devils, bro. Okay, the scriptures say when the enemy should come in as a flood, then the spirit of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai will raise up a standard against him, and that's that spiritual power, as we like to go into. Okay, this is the book of Ezekiel 21, and I'm gonna start at verses 9. It says, "Son of man, prophecy and say, thus says that Yahweh, a sword is sharpened, a sword is also furbished." And when you go into furbished goes into like new, like modified. Like when they had a cell phone company back in the day that if your cell phone broke, they had a company like an insurance place. It's called Aetna thing. And what happens is you file an insurance claim, maybe like 50, 60 bucks, and then send you a quote unquote brand new phone, but it's really not brand new. It's refurbished, meaning that the phone is the same, but they take all the parts out of the old and they replace it with new parts or remanufactured. All right. And it says, and it is sharpened to make a sword slaughter. It is furbished that it may glitter. But it says, should we then make mirth? It says, it contemned the rod of my son as every tree, and he have given it to be furbished, that it may be handled. The sword is sharpened, and it is furbished to give it into the hand of the slayer. Okay? And that's the point. The slayer is this damn devil. And it says, crying, how, son of man? For it should be upon my people, which is you Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, and it should come and be upon all the princes of Israel. Terrors by reason of the sword shall be upon my people. Smite therefore upon the thigh, man. All right. So I'm gonna end it here. I don't want to keep being long-winded. Several precepts, but you brothers get the point. I want to give all praises and glory and honor that's due to Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai Ba'ashim Kakodash. Lord's will, you will edify. Until the next lesson. Shalom.